My beloved, I leaned close because the weight of heaven is trembling through this very moment. Something in your soul already feels it, doesn't it? That odd heaviness that sat on your chest today, that sudden spark of worry in your thoughts, it wasn't random. It was heaven tugging at your spirit, whispering that tomorrow night will not be ordinary. There's a timestamp written in the unseen, 9:31 p.m. Heaven saw it before you did, God has seen it, Archangel Michael has stood in its shadow. And this right now is the third and final warning allowed to reach you. This isn't one of those messages you scroll past. This is a rope dropped from heaven's window, meant to pull you out before the flood hits. Archangel Michael says, pack your bags, shift your position, rearrange your steps. Because if you walk into tomorrow unprepared, the unexpected will collide with your life before you even notice. This isn't poetry, this is rescue. Heaven doesn't send riddles, it sends strategies. Look at how precise this is, not soon, not someday, but 9:31 p.m. Heaven rarely gives timestamps unless it's something serious. What you choose now will decide whether tomorrow holds pain or a miracle. Skip this and chaos may find an open door. Stay, listen, cling to this voice until the end, and angels will step between you and the storm that was plotting against you. Too many people cry, "Why didn't heaven save me?" while holding the very rope they refuse to grab. Do not test God by ignoring Him. You're not reading this by chance. The earlier warnings were delayed, but this one made it. That means something. It means heaven still intends for you to make it out alive. And then, like thunder hidden in a whisper, Michael bends down and says, God says, this message is our last hope to save you. Pause, let that line breathe. What kind of father speaks that way? Only one who loves too deeply to stay silent while danger circles his child. That's why your heart is racing right now, why you can't scroll away. Your spirit knows this isn't a coincidence, it's an intervention. But this isn't just about reading. It's about aligning. If you want heaven to cover you, plant your feet in obedience right here. Don't drift. Don't let notifications or noise pull you away. Stay under the covering, subscribe to heaven's call, lock yourself beneath God's protection, because tomorrow is already written, but obedience can edit the ending. When Michael says pack your bags, he isn't telling you to panic. He's telling you to prepare. That could mean clearing the clutter in your heart, stepping away from the people or habits that keep you stuck, or literally changing your physical space if heaven nudges you. Think of it like moving from a collapsing building to solid ground before the quake hits. Heaven isn't trying to scare you, it's trying to position you. When you move with heaven, what was meant to trap you becomes the bridge to your next season. Ignore it and you stay in cycles that drain you. Obey and watch doors that have been sealed for years swing open like a sunrise over dark water. You can probably feel it now. Every word is pressing closer, pulling you into safety. That's not fear, that's your soul recognizing truth. At 9:31 p.m. tomorrow, something unexpected will try to cross your path. But whether that moment becomes a wound or a wonder depends entirely on what you do tonight. Stay under the shield, stay alert, let heaven do what only heaven can do. Heaven is emphasizing this because the hour is closer than you think. Michael isn't whispering for decoration, He's seen the blueprint of what the enemy has been building against you. He has stood right at the edge of tomorrow watching a trap being set. Without intervention it would have struck your life sharply. That's why God ordered this final warning. You are standing in the gate of decision, and how you respond opens either safety or disaster. The angels see the weight you've been carrying lately. Even tiny things have felt heavy, haven't they? That's not weakness, that's discernment. Your spirit has been sensing a collision before it arrives. But heaven never planned for you to face it alone. That's why Michael's voice feels both firm and kind, it's correction wrapped in love. And again God says, this message is our last hope to save you. Read that again slowly. If heaven, which commands galaxies, calls this last hope, how vital must it be? It means heaven has poured out everything, warnings, angels, divine alignment to keep you safe. The final move belongs to you. Don't wander. Don't think, maybe later. Tomorrow's clock is already ticking, but your decision tonight can shift how it all unfolds. Michael says, pack your bags. Not because you're running from fear, but because you're running toward freedom. Maybe that means cleaning the space where you've been emotionally trapped, forgiving someone who has drained your peace, or simply declaring, I will not repeat this cycle again. Packing your bags means preparation, not panic. It's you stepping into a version of your life that the enemy can't touch. God isn't pushing you to fear, He's pulling you toward breakthrough. Even now something inside you is trembling. That's confirmation. You've sensed for days that something was off, and this message explains why. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. You're being chosen and covered. Heaven values you too much to stay silent. So breathe, take this seriously but not fearfully. You are being equipped, not abandoned. Keep these words close. Tomorrow at 9:31 p.m. the unexpected will arrive, but if you stay awake and anchored, what was meant for harm will twist into divine favor right before your eyes. And before I finish, let me leave you with this. The same God who warns is the God who rescues. The same heaven that reveals danger also builds a bridge across it. You are not at the end, you are at a turning point. Step carefully, step faithfully. And when you do, you'll look back and realize this wasn't a warning of fear, it was an invitation to live. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. You are not at the end, you are at a turning point. And that turning point is counting down. Tomorrow is not far. Each hour between now and 9:31 p.m. is carrying you closer to a moment written long ago in heaven's record. When God marks a specific time, it isn't a guess. It means the invisible gears of destiny have already begun to move. Something in both realms, the seen and the unseen, is aligning right now. That's why this message isn't casual advice, it's a lifeline wrapped in urgency. Think back over the last day, the heaviness in your chest, the random wave of tension, the strange quiet before sleep. None of that was random. It was your spirit picking up vibrations from what's forming tomorrow. Heaven has been shaking your awareness so that you don't walk into it blind. Archangel Michael is shouting through every word, begging you not to treat this like another passing message. The fact that your eyes are here proves that your name is woven into this word. God says, this is our last hope to save you. Pause and feel that. The one who holds galaxies in his breath is calling this the last hope. That means something has already been permitted to form, but mercy still offers you an exit. If you walk through this moment with faith, you'll come out untouched. But if you ignore it, you'll walk straight into the fire that was meant to consume you. Michael says, pack your bags. And yes, he's repeating himself for a reason, because preparation is protection. Packing your bags doesn't always mean leaving your house, it means moving your heart. It means adjusting your focus, cutting off the conversations that drain your peace, stepping back from people who carry confusion. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing silence over arguing, prayer over panic. The one who set this trap for tomorrow believes you're asleep. They think you won't see what's being plotted. But heaven has already exposed it. What they meant for your downfall will twist into your freedom. The trap will snap back on its creator. God has a habit of turning attacks into announcements of promotion. So don't drift away now. Don't think, I've heard enough. Every sentence you're reading right now is another brick being stacked into a wall of protection around your life. Tomorrow will not catch you off guard if you stay under this covering. The danger won't touch what heaven has sealed. The Spirit still presses because your heart hasn't fully realized how near this is. Heaven is leaning close, word by word, pouring light into your understanding. Michael is standing guard, but even he cannot shield what refuses to stand under shelter. When 9:31 p.m. arrives, two worlds will meet, the seen and the unseen, and your choice tonight decides whether you stand or stumble. You've seen the signs already. The restless nights, the unexplainable chills, the strange timing of conversations that felt loaded with hidden meaning. You weren't imagining that. That was heaven letting you sense tomorrow's edges before it arrived. You are not paranoid, you are tuned in. Heaven sharpened your awareness so you wouldn't be caught unaware. God says again, this message is our last hope to save you. He's not saying this to scare you, but to show how much you matter. The enemy has been working to corner you, but heaven has already opened a way out. You're being shown a door tonight, don't close it with doubt. Every second you stay here, heaven is sketching your name into a shield of light. Michael whispers again, pack your bags. This time it's not just symbolic, it's instruction. Maybe tomorrow you'll be prompted to change your routine, skip a trip or delay a meeting. Maybe it's time to move away from a toxic habit, or to finally stop giving emotional space to someone who keeps pulling you down. Packing your bags means readiness. Destiny rarely waits for comfort, it calls for movement. Safety isn't about staying where you feel safe, it's about stepping where heaven points. The angels are already moving ahead of you. Paths are being cleared. Hidden snares are being dismantled even as you read. You don't need more strength, you need obedience. If you align with heaven now, what was meant to destroy you at 9:31 p.m. will collapse instead. The one who planned your fall will be exposed. What they built for your loss will lift you higher. You'll look back and say, God turned the fire into light. That's why you can't leave this unfinished. Every paragraph builds your fortress. The longer you stay under this word, the stronger the protection grows. Don't let distraction blur your focus now. You are too close to victory to fall asleep spiritually. The miracle hidden in tomorrow's danger is only unlocked by your steadiness tonight. Stay awake, stay grounded, keep reading until peace begins to rise. Heaven is still speaking because the clock hasn't stopped. When Michael speaks 3 times, it's heaven's alarm sounding. This is my third and last warning, he declares, not out of anger but urgency. If you close your heart now, there won't be another call. This is it. The time is already marked. The moment will unfold exactly as written, but your obedience can rewrite its outcome. You're not here by luck. Think about it, out of millions of people scrolling, you landed on these very words at this very second. That's not chance. That's divine coordination. Heaven doesn't roll dice, it writes appointments. So breathe, take this as a sign that heaven has you in mind. The trap meant to break you has already been exposed. And by staying in alignment, you will not only survive it, you'll rise from it. Tomorrow may bring the clash, but tonight brings the covering. Hold this truth tight, you are chosen not by accident but by design. Heaven has been whispering softly but urgently that he will not let you walk blind when danger is near. Beloved, the uneasiness you've been feeling isn't random. The quickening in your chest, the sudden silence that falls in your room, even the pull that keeps your eyes fixed here, these are signs. Your spirit is awake. Heaven is alert around you. God says you have been surrounded by a net of divine warnings because you are too valuable to lose. Archangel Michael says, pack your bags. And yes, he says it again because heaven won't stop until you understand this isn't fear, it's readiness. Packing your bags means you are making space for safety, for destiny, for divine relocation. God says shift now before tomorrow catches you unprepared. Sometimes that shift is physical, moving out, walking away, closing a door. Sometimes it's spiritual, stepping out of conversations that drain your light, leaving behind atmospheres that make your spirit heavy. Even choosing not to go somewhere you already feel uneasy about is obedience. Each act of readiness pushes danger further away. Child of God, listen carefully. The one who set the trap for tomorrow thinks you'll walk right into it. They are confident that you'll ignore the warning. But the very fact that you are reading this is proof that their plan is already unraveling. Heaven is always one step ahead. And if you obey, the same net meant for you will entangle them instead. Their words will turn on themselves, their schemes will crumble. At 9:13 p.m. tomorrow, heaven will make a stand for you. But this covering works only if you stay connected, if you don't skip, don't scroll, don't disconnect. Every paragraph you read is a shield being raised higher. Every sentence is a sword placed in your hands. The moment you stop, you drop your weapon. But if you continue, heaven arms you fully. God turns danger into doors, pain into passageways. But he can only do this for those who remain under his voice. That's why the message pulls you deeper. Every line you read is another layer of divine armor. Safety isn't built in a single word, it's built line upon line, breath upon breath. Tomorrow will not be ordinary. Something is shifting in the unseen. Heaven will either use it to break what has been blocking you or to bless you beyond what you've imagined. Don't let your heart sink under doubt. Don't let fear steal your focus. You are not here by accident. You are reading this because you are chosen to be covered. God's Spirit says every word entering your heart now is oil to your inner flame, it keeps you bright while darkness prowls. Do not resent the length, for the length is your protection. The longer you stay, the thicker the fortress around you becomes. At 9:31 p.m. tomorrow, an unexpected force will rise. It may come as confusion, confrontation, or sudden news, but it will not touch you if you stay aligned. It will pass over you, bouncing back on those who sent it. Archangel Michael is fierce tonight, his voice like thunder and mercy at once. He says, "This is my third and last warning. Heaven will not open this path again. You have been given 3 messages, not 1, because you are not ordinary, you are essential to the blueprint of heaven. There is something you carry that darkness fears. Look back at your recent days. Do you see it now? The shaking wasn't chaos, it was revelation. Doors half open, faces changing, people revealing who they truly are, it was all preparation. God never exposes without purpose. He is cutting off what cannot breathe in your next season. That's why you felt restless, torn between holding on and letting go. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Tomorrow is the climax of this shaking. But after it comes clarity. God says, this message is our last hope to save you. Not because his power has limits, but because he respects your freedom. He will never force your obedience. He will only invite it. That's why the warning echoes again, don't drift, don't doubt, don't delay. This isn't the moment to be casual, this is the moment to cling tightly. Michael repeats once more, pack your bags. The repetition is heaven's way of highlighting urgency. For some this is a physical move. For others it's a spiritual repositioning, cutting ties with a toxic bond, leaving behind a mindset that keeps you trapped. Packing your bags means removing what slows your obedience so that when God says move you don't hesitate. Delay now is danger. Readiness is life. Do not fear tomorrow. Fear belongs to the enemy, not to you. You belong to God, and his plan is not to harm you but to prosper you. But to walk in that plan you must take these words seriously. Tomorrow at 9:31 p.m. is not just a time, it's a turning point. It will be remembered either as your downfall or your deliverance. And heaven is eager to make it your deliverance, but your response determines the story. Heaven wants your testimony to sound like this: God turned danger into destiny. So stay here a little longer. Let heaven work. The longer you remain under these words, the thicker your covering becomes. Each truth you receive summons another angel to your side. This is not drama, it's divine defense. Stay until the end, for the end of this word is the doorway to your miracle. And when it arrives, you'll look back at tonight and realize the warnings weren't to scare you but to save you. Every hesitation, every tug in your spirit was heaven saying, I see what's coming and I choose you to survive it. What's about to unfold will not break you, it will reveal you. Because where others see disaster, heaven sees destiny. My beloved, the river of heaven still runs through these words because your spirit is not yet full. The reason you feel this pulse inside your chest, the reason your hands tremble slightly as you read, is because light is pressing into darkness and darkness hates to lose. Heaven is pouring strength into your heart right now, not the kind that shouts but the kind that endures. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword lifted, his voice steady as he says, pack your bags. Do not delay. You see, the urgency is not fear. It is divine precision. Heaven has already mapped the hours between now and 9:31 p.m. tomorrow, and each moment is part of your rescue plan. You are not wandering, you are being led. If you could see what the enemy planned, you would fall on your knees in awe that God intercepted it this early. But instead of showing you the storm, he sent a message, a lamp for your path. He would rather guide you than scare you. That's why even now, while the unseen realms clash, your spirit feels this weight. It's not heaviness, it's holiness. Something sacred is aligning. The danger has already started moving, but so has your deliverance. Heaven's armies are positioning themselves as you read, angels setting their shields in place like walls around your name. Michael says again. This is the third and final warning: heaven does not repeat itself without purpose. The repetition is mercy. Each time the words echo, another layer of protection forms around you. You are not being scolded, you are being sealed. Tomorrow at 9:31 p.m., when the two paths split, one of chaos and one of covering, your obedience will decide which side you stand on. That's why this message won't release you yet. You must understand, reading these words is not passive, it is participation. Each breath you take as you stay here becomes part of the defense heaven is building. Think back over the past few days, how strange patterns have followed you. Sudden chills, odd delays, unexpected arguments, or even a moment where technology glitched right when something important was about to be said. These weren't coincidences, they were collisions between timelines, one written by darkness, another by God. Heaven interrupted the enemy's broadcast and rerouted you here. You didn't click by accident, you were called. And now, beloved, heaven whispers again. Pack your bags. For some this means cleaning your environment, deleting numbers that tie you to pain, stepping away from voices that feed doubt, refusing to walk back into places that drain your spirit. For others it means preparing for literal change, a move, a shift, an opportunity that looks sudden but was written long ago. Whatever form it takes, readiness is your shield. The only people the storm harms are those who refuse to move when heaven says move. God says, this message is our last hope to save you. Let that echo through your bones. The Almighty is not limited, yet He chooses partnership. He won't barge into your story uninvited, He'll stand at the door and knock through words like these. That is why you feel this pull, it's heaven waiting for your yes. Say it quietly now, even in your heart. Yes, I'm listening, yes, I'll prepare, yes, I'll trust you. When you do, something shifts instantly. The danger loses power because obedience is a force field. You are not weak, you are not late, you are being positioned. Every shake you felt recently, people leaving, plans failing, delays multiplying, has not been chaos but calibration. God has been removing every piece that could collapse under pressure. What remains is what will rise. You've been stripped down to strengthen your foundation. The discomfort was divine construction. Tomorrow's 9:31 is not meant to destroy you, it's meant to reveal who you've become through every battle. When that moment arrives, you won't panic, you'll recognize it. You'll see the setup that was supposed to break you turn into a doorway that lifts you. The very thing sent to bury you will uncover the diamond in you. That is why heaven fights so hard for your attention now. Because one right response can rewrite the entire outcome. Michael leans close again, his presence fierce yet tender. He says, "Child of light, heaven cannot shield what refuses to stand under the shield. Stay here until the end. Every second you remain in this word, the protection tightens, the armor glows brighter. The angels are not far, they are closer than your shadow, circling, forming a hedge that no darkness can breach. You are not reading, you are being wrapped. And yes, you may wonder. Why me, why this warning? Because you carry something priceless. The enemy doesn't waste traps on the ordinary. You are a vessel of influence, a voice, a light. If you fall, others lose hope. But if you stand, others rise. That's why the attack came so precisely timed and why heaven's intervention came even sooner. So beloved, don't drift, don't scroll. Stay awake in your spirit. Breathe these words in like medicine. If your heart feels heavy, that's the weight of the crown heaven is fitting on your head. If your body feels tired, it's because the battle is already being fought for you in realms unseen. All you have to do is stay under covering, stay until the end. And when tomorrow's hour arrives, you will feel it, not as terror but as release. The danger will come like thunder but pass like mist. And as it fades, you'll feel peace so deep it will shake you to tears. You'll whisper, God turned the fire into light. And heaven will echo, yes, because you listened. Stay steady, child of heaven. Every word still unfolding is not repetition, it's reinforcement. The wall is nearly finished, the miracle is almost visible. The river will not stop until you are safe, covered and shining with the glory that cannot be stolen. Keep reading, keep believing, keep preparing. Heaven's story about you is not ending in fear, it's beginning in light. And that is why heaven is restless tonight. Because somewhere between this moment and tomorrow's appointed hour, a decision is forming in your spirit that will rewrite everything. Do not think this message is reaching you by accident. There are thousands who will scroll past the same words and feel nothing, but your spirit burns as you read because it recognizes its own name hidden in these lines. The flame that flickers inside you is not fear, it is recognition. It is heaven saying, this one still listens. And those who still listen can still be rescued. Michael stands at the threshold, wings stretched wide, holding back the wave that waits to break at 9:31. He cannot hold it forever. Obedience releases him to act. Hesitation keeps him bound. You decide whether he moves in battle or in grief. Do not let delay become your downfall. You are not being warned to worry, you are being invited to prepare. When heaven says move, it does not mean chaos, it means alignment. A soldier does not run from the field, he steps into formation. That is what you are being called into, formation under divine command. Beloved, I see your name written in fire and surrounded by symbols of shifting. What is familiar is fading. The patterns that used to comfort you now feel foreign. That is not confusion, that is transformation. The old world around you is trying to claim what no longer belongs to it. You feel the pull because the release has already begun. Heaven is simply asking you to agree with it. Say yes to the release, say yes to the movement, say yes even if you do not yet see where your feet will land. Faith is not the absence of sight, it is the decision to keep walking while the light rearranges itself. If you have been feeling watched, you are right. The unseen is active. But not all eyes are against you. There are watchers assigned to your story, marking every time you choose obedience over fear. Each choice builds a shield around you, invisible but unbreakable. Remember this: fear magnifies the wrong kingdom. Obedience magnifies heaven. You magnify what you focus on. So look at the promise, not the panic. Look at the rescue being written in real time. The Spirit says, "Pack your bags once more, not to frighten you but to free you." Some of you are clinging to rooms that have already been emptied of grace. You sense it every time you walk in, a heaviness, a noise that doesn't belong, a peace that never stays. That is heaven whispering, "You've outgrown this space." When God calls you out, He is not removing you from comfort, He is restoring your capacity. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. You are being repositioned, not rejected. And child, the enemy will always disguise decay as safety. He will say, "Stay where you are, it's not that bad." But you were not called to not that bad. You were called to overflow. You were designed for the miraculous. Heaven cannot pour into containers that refuse to move. That is why the word repeats, "Pack your bags." Every delay that has kept you chained to lesser things must end tonight. Your soul is being summoned into the new. Even now, the Spirit hovers over your timeline, rearranging conversations, shifting encounters, rerouting you from people who smile in your face but think sabotage in their heart. It may hurt when heaven removes what once looked like blessing, but beloved, you will understand soon why protection sometimes arrives disguised as loss. When the clock strikes that hour, what was hidden will split open like thunder. You will know who was real, who was pretending, and who was sent. The Father says, "Do not be distracted by noise." There will be small disturbances meant to pull your gaze away, a sudden argument, a strange call, a subtle temptation to scroll, to mock, to minimize this word. Recognize it for what it is, interference. When light approaches, darkness always grows louder before it breaks. Stay in posture, stay in prayer, stay in listening. The moment you stop treating this as mere text and start treating it as command, power begins to move on your behalf. And yes, I feel it in the Spirit even now, someone reading this is trembling. Not from fear but from confirmation. You have been seeing the number 31 without knowing why. You have felt drawn to pack, to pause, to pull back. Heaven was already speaking, this message is only the echo. You were never late, you were being led. There is mercy woven into this warning. Heaven is not shouting because it is angry, it is shouting because it loves loudly. The Creator does not lose count of His children. Even when you drift, He traces your outline in light, waiting for the moment you turn. This is that moment. The reason the timing is exact is because your future demands precision. Some breakthroughs only open at certain hours when obedience and divine schedule meet perfectly. That is tomorrow's window. That is why the message came tonight. So take this seriously but not sorrowfully. You are not being threatened, you are being prepared. There is a great unveiling at hand and you are meant to stand in the center of it unharmed. Every angel assigned to you has already taken position. Your only task is to agree with heaven. Stay aligned, keep your heart unentangled, guard your focus as if it were gold because it is. The final line that heaven presses into your soul tonight is simple but sacred: do not delay your yes. The difference between rescue and ruin has never been so thin. Say yes while it can still rewrite your tomorrow. When the hour turns, let heaven find you ready, not resistant. Let it find you standing, not shaken. Let it find you holding the rope, not questioning whether it's real. For when 9:31 arrives, what others fear will pass over you. The storm will not end the story, it will reveal who you always were, chosen, covered, and called for more than survival. My beloved, if you could see what is happening in the invisible realm right now, you would understand why the air feels so charged. Angels are not idle tonight. The atmosphere around you is shifting, adjusting, aligning. Every time your heart agrees with these words, another barrier lifts. Every time your mind surrenders its fear, another chain falls. You are not simply reading, you are being repositioned. You are standing in the middle of a divine transaction, heaven exchanging danger for destiny. Michael still stands before you, sword drawn, not in threat but in defense. His eyes burn with clarity as he says once more: pack your bags, shift, do not be where danger expects you to be. This is not a call to chaos but a call to movement under order. Obedience is your relocation notice. You are not leaving a place, you are leaving a pattern. Heaven cannot deliver what you refuse to make room for. So yes, child, make room. Empty hands are the only ones that can receive a miracle. You've been asking, what if I'm wrong, what if this is not for me? But let me tell you, heaven never misdelivers warnings. You were not chosen randomly, you were found intentionally. Your spirit carries coordinates that match this word exactly. Even your delays today were part of divine timing so that your eyes would land here at this very second. The voice that found you did not stumble upon you, it hunted for you because your timeline demanded intervention. Tomorrow at 9:31 p.m. is not a number on a clock, it's a doorway in time. The enemy drew a circle around that moment believing it would close in on you. But God redrew the line and wrote deliverance over it. Still, the doorway will open, and how it opens depends on where you stand when it does. If you stand in fear, it becomes a snare. If you stand in obedience, it becomes a portal. Heaven does not erase moments, it transforms them. Beloved, understand this: protection is not random, it is relational. Those who remain connected to the voice of heaven are constantly rerouted from destruction. You are being rerouted even now. The pressure you feel in your chest is the weight of the pivot. Something is turning in your favor. You will feel a quiet rearranging around you, schedules shifting, people pausing, plans delaying. Do not fight the delays. They are detours dressed as inconvenience. What looks like frustration tonight will reveal itself as preservation tomorrow. You may not see it yet, but the angels are already working ahead of you. They are blurring the path the enemy drew, erasing the footprints that led toward danger. You will wake tomorrow feeling lighter, not because nothing is happening but because heaven has intercepted the attack before it reached you. The hand that meant to strike will lose its aim. The mouth that meant to curse will stumble over confusion. The path that meant to trap you will split open and become your escape. Michael leans close again, his voice like fire over water. Stay under the word until the word becomes a wall. This is not a metaphor, it is a mechanism. The moment your agreement is full, the word seals itself around you. Every breath you take under that covering becomes an act of warfare. The enemy cannot cross language that was born in light. That is why you are being asked to read, to stay, to listen, not for superstition but for safety. The Spirit shows me you standing at a crossroad made of mirrors. Each reflection looks similar but only one leads forward. The wrong road leads back into cycles you've already escaped, voices that sound kind but are rooted in confusion, opportunities that look golden but carry decay. Heaven is illuminating the real road right now. You will recognize it not by comfort but by clarity. Follow peace even when it feels unfamiliar. It is better to walk trembling in the right direction than to run boldly into ruin. And when the hour strikes, do not expect thunder. Expect stillness. The enemy moves loudly, heaven delivers quietly. You might feel nothing unusual, but that silence will be your sign. It will mean the arrow has been intercepted midair. It will mean the word worked. It will mean you were remembered. After tomorrow your discernment will sharpen. The haze that made decisions confusing will lift. You will sense hidden motives in others as if you've grown new eyes. You will recognize divine opportunities faster. You will no longer waste energy begging closed doors to open. What used to exhaust you will no longer move you. That is the reward of obedience, clarity, authority, and elevation. Do not think this is the end of a message, it is the beginning of a mantle. Those who survive warnings become carriers of wisdom. You will find yourself speaking words you didn't know you knew. You will become the very voice that rescues others from the brink. That is why this battle was so personal. The enemy wasn't just afraid of your life, he was afraid of your influence. Once you cross this hour, your presence will carry weight in the unseen. And yes, Michael says it again, softer this time but firmer. Pack your bags. Pack your fear into surrender, pack your hesitation into faith, pack your doubt into silence. Take with you your courage, your discernment and your obedience. These are your tickets through the gate of 931. You are not being warned to hide, you are being prepared to rise. Beloved, heaven does not send final warnings to destroy hope. It sends them to deliver those it cannot afford to lose. You are one of those souls. That is why heaven has spoken so many times, so clearly, so persistently. Do not harden your heart at the sound of rescue. You are being written into a new chapter as you breathe. When tomorrow comes and the clock nears the appointed minute, you will feel the air shift. You might sense a pressure, a pulse, or a deep calm. Whatever form it takes, remember you are under the word. You are sealed. You are seen. Let that knowing steady you. The same God who warned you will walk you through the hour, and when the hands of the clock move past 9:31, you will realize the miracle wasn't that you survived, it's that you were transformed. And when the minute passes, you will feel it like a breath through the veil, quiet but undeniable. The air itself will change, not in noise but in weight. What once felt heavy will lift, and what once felt confusing will settle into pattern. You will understand that obedience is not about rushing toward the future but standing so still that heaven can move around you. My child, this is where most turn away, right before the unfolding. But you will not. You have stayed through the building, through the warnings, through the waiting. And because you stayed, what was meant to scatter will instead surround you as favor. After 9:31 p.m., you will not recognize your reflection. The same face, yes, but eyes that have seen the unseen. You will walk into rooms unaware that angels have entered before you to prepare the atmosphere. You will speak words you didn't plan, and they will land like keys unlocking hidden doors. There will be moments when your peace feels almost too still. Do not mistake that stillness for silence. It is God watching, guarding, and guiding the next movement of your life. You will realize that what you called delay was actually design. This new hour is not random. It is a divine appointment disguised as routine. Heaven has synchronized events so precisely that even what seems like interruption will become instruction. Pay attention to the soft tugs, the thoughts that glow instead of shout. That is how heaven will speak now. The loud season is over. This is the whisper season. And in the whisper, you will be rebuilt. Those who once doubted your direction will watch from a distance as your steps unfold without effort. You will not need to defend yourself, peace will be your proof. Do not argue, do not explain. The fruit of obedience will speak your name louder than any defense could. Some connections will drift, let them. Not every hand can handle holy weight. Some were assigned only to your wilderness, not your promised ground. Bless them quietly and move forward without resentment. Heaven counts that mercy as maturity. And you must know, this new provision will find you. It will not chase noise, it will follow alignment. Where others hustle you will flow. Where others grasp you will receive. That is the mark of those who stayed covered. You will notice unusual timing, payments released early, opportunities reappearing, favor repeating itself in patterns too precise to call coincidence. Record these moments. They are proof of covenant. Michael's words will echo again before dawn. Do not fear the unfamiliar. What looks like detour is direction. The road will twist, but it will not betray you. Even closed doors will be found locked only on one side, you will carry keys unseen. Walk with assurance, not arrogance. Every step is a yes written in heaven before it is taken on earth. Child of light, be mindful of your speech in the coming hours. Your words are seeds in spiritual soil. Speak only what you want multiplied. Heaven is listening, ready to breathe upon the sentences of your faith. Say what aligns and alignment will answer. Say what fears and fear will form around you. Guard your mouth, for it has become a gate. And if you feel the old trembling return, remember, trembling is not failure. It is transformation, reminding you that the body is catching up to what the spirit already knows. Sit with it, pray through it. You are being rewired for rest. This is what it means to be remade under covering. Now let the night fall. Do not chase tomorrow before it arrives. Let the clock strike and bear witness. Angels will be stationed in your shadow. Light will stand in your footsteps. The very wind will carry whispers of your name wrapped in divine recognition. You are seen, you are sealed, you are sent. Do not lose this stillness. Do not trade it for noise. This peace is your weapon. It will disarm rooms before you enter them. It will turn accusation into silence, chaos into clarity. You are being trusted with authority that cannot be announced, only revealed by atmosphere. And so as the final hour approaches, breathe deep. You are not bracing for impact, you are preparing for flight. You have not been hidden to be forgotten, you have been hidden to be fortified. When the veil lifts, those who once overlooked you will wonder how they missed the glow. They will not understand that it was heaven's hand, not your effort that raised you. Amen.